Oh, hello, Crimson. I see hydration. Yes, alright, alright, alright. How you do today, Crimson? How you doing today? Good, 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 good. Kind of bored. Well, hopefully the stream today will cure you of your boredom. So, okay, let me just post a tweet. Okay, there we go. Into school first. Okay, okay. It is that time of the year, huh? Yeah, so today we're going to be shiny hunting Minior. Because before stream I found an own tempo Rockruff outbreak, and I got the shiny Rockruff from that outbreak. So we have Dustlike and Rock now. And right now I'm in the process of getting a few more Minior eggs before we start hatching. And then once all these eggs have been hatched, we move on to Chiyu raids. What's the time for? That timer is keeping track of how long my sandwich power is lasting for. So every 3 minutes, I check the basket. Yeah, because unfortunately, we can't just run the whole thing by the British timer. Literally. But yeah, we can't just let it go and not do anything, because there's a limit to 10 eggs per collection, so we have to check on the basket every so often. What is in my face? Something flew in my face. Oh, oh well. Oh! Yep, so now the time has hit less than 9 minutes, so we collect the eggs. Then collect more at 6, 3, and then 0. And once this challenge is done, which hopefully doesn't take too much longer, I think the Mousehold family of 3 is probably going to be the thing that takes up most of the time. I honestly think Ditto will be faster than that one. But, yeah, I think the way I'm going to do Mousehold, I think I'm just going to collect, like, a box worth of Mousehold, or Tender Mouse to start with. And yes, it will use up a lot of my Herba Mystica, so Family of 3 Mousehold and Ditto will be the 2 last ones I do. Mainly because of how time-consuming they'll be. So I'm going to collect a full box of shiny Tandemaus, and then evolve them all at the same time, so I get 5 checks at once. And then hopefully one of them can produce a family of 3. Because I already got 3 segmented Dunsparce. So family of 3 Mousehold is just the next rare form. And I got male Pyroar as well. In fact, you know what? To make things easier, I'll show what's left. Here is all I have left to collect. Ditto, Hisuian Electrode. I just put the list, but yeah, okay. Hisuian Electrode, Lurantis, Minior, which I'm doing right now. Kamala, Barrascuda, Berserker, Pikechin, both forms of Basculegion because they have a very visible difference. And they have slightly different stats. Meowstic Female, Indeedee Female, again, not only are they different forms, but they act differently in battle. Family of 3 Mousehold is literally just a rare form change. And the 3 versions of Squawkabilly, the yellow plumage, the white plumage, and the blue plumage. Either I'll do it through outbreaks or just get lucky with a sandwich. I'm thinking more toward outbreaks. I just wish there was a way to change their form, like with Oricorio, but no dice on that one, I guess. But, yep, Oh, one other thing. I have also re-enabled the redeem to pick the next hunt. But like I've said, the only two that are forbidden from being requested are Ditto and Family of 3 Mousehold, because they'll be the last ones I do. But anything else after that is free game. It's fair game to do. And of course, I'll only have 2 at a time. Yep, there it is. So then, Crimson, what should I hunt after Minior? Remember, Ditto, Family of 3 Mousehold. Ooh, Lurantis. Okay, okay. Gladly. I don't know if there's a good place to isolate it, or at least increase its spawn rate. I'll see if I can find one. But if I can't, then an outbreak would be preferred for it. Thankfully, the shinies are very obvious for Lurantis. It goes from pink to green. Okay, so now we've got that. Now we know what the next hunt will be. Redeem has been disabled. And then once Lurantis has been caught... Yeah, or rather, once Minior shines, then I'll re-enable the Redeem. So there'll always be something to look forward to next. And, for example, if we go for Squawkabilly or Basculegion, we'll do all of the forms related to that Pokemon. So if we do Basculegion, that's 2 hunts in 1, or Squawkabilly, that's 3 hunts in 1, technically, because it's all the same Pokemon. But again, Pokemon like Ditto and Family of 3 Mousehold, those ones are going to be the last ones on the list. But when those are the 2 last ones, we can do a poll to decide which one we actually do last, because both are just as difficult. A Mousehold, yeah, I could breed it, but that'd be super slow, and especially since there's a 1 in 100 chance of not getting, well, a 99 in 100 chance of not getting the form I want. It might be more efficient to do it in the wild and just have my my saturation on my monitor cranked to the max, because the normal one looks super blue with max saturation. It'd be easier to tell apart the shiny. And Basculin, yeah, its spawn area is so small, I might as well just hatch the eggs. And I need a male and a female one for the different forms. Indeedee, I can isolate it, pretty sure. Meowstic, I can also isolate it. The 3 Squawkabilly forms, again, I might use an outbreak for all 3 of them. Barrascuda, yeah, it has a lot of spawn areas, but there are too many water-type Pokemon surrounding it, so it's not possible at all to isolate it. And I tried an outbreak, but barely anything showed up in the outbreak, so eggs for that one. Kamala, I'm pretty sure I can do with an outbreak. Pincurchin, I tried with an outbreak. It was one of those weak outbreaks, so I'm hatching eggs for that one. Kamala, I think I already mentioned that one. Hisuian Electrode. I missed a mass outbreak event, which had Hisuian Voltorb. I can't believe I missed it, but because of that, we'll have to hatch eggs for it. And obviously Ditto and Family of 3 Mousehold, some of the last ones, but Ditto is even harder. Sure, Tandemaus is super small, but with the keen eye, you can definitely tell the shiny. But with Ditto, you just have to use Auto Battle. And I'll have to try and bring in a Pokemon that's weak enough, so Ditto's catch rate increases. So I don't know, I'll bring like a Magikarp or something, maybe a Hoppip. Something that has a high catch rate. And then it will just transform into it. But that will also mean I can't use a Quick Ball. I mean, I could still try and use a Quick Ball, but if I want to try and get the increased capture rate... I mean, I don't even know if it still works like that. Ditto adopting the catch rate of the Pokemon it's transformed into. I mean, maybe it will work. Okay, 1 minute left, and then we collect the last eggs. So yeah, I should have roughly 120 eggs today. I thought Karido was about to eat Minior for a second. But yeah, it should be roughly 120 eggs today. And there's no need to do the Rockruff eggs anymore, because outbreaks for the win. I'm so glad I remembered, well, someone reminded, I think it was Nitro that reminded me that, I think it was Nitro, somebody reminded me that the own tempo Rockruff could be found in outbreaks. So I tried again to re-roll for some, and I actually got one. So Dusk Lycanroc is in the collection, and all 3 forms of Lycanroc are available for me now. Which is why I obviously removed it from the list. Alright. That's the end of the sandwich power. Drink. Oh, yep. Alright, we'll just hide the timer. Okay. Okay, good. I put them in the right spots. Where's my... Oh yeah, someone's there. There's yeah. Oh, Necro's here! Hello, Necro. I see you claiming the Daily Orb. Hello! Whoa. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Okay, so 4 boxes plus 3. So 4 times 30, that is... Oh, we got 123 eggs. Okay, that's good. 123 eggs to hatch. Been here for a minute, but I hadn't gotten the chance to claim it. Okay. That's fair. Well, since you're here now, Necro, allow me to show off my most recent shiny. I showed it off in the Discord, but here is the shiny Dusk Lycanroc. Thankfully, it was an outbreak that helped me, because we probably would still be hunting it. Puppy, yes. So we've got Puppy. Keep it away from Bow, Puppy. And Puppy with long fur. Yeah, honestly, I think Lycanroc is probably one of the best Gen 7 Pokemon. Because it's just a little guy. A cute little pupper. And then there's a big pupper. But obviously, keep this one away from Bow. At all costs. So yeah, with the Alola Pokemon, we've only got 3 left. Minior's one of them. Then there's Komala and Lurantis. And Lurantis has been marked to be hunted next. So let's get all of these good to go. And I don't know whether it will spawn in its core form or its meteor form. I hope it's the core form, because I'll have to keep an eye out for the sparkles otherwise. Oh yeah, I also I did a bit of tweaking around on my Black 2 save file. I found a way to store my living national decks outside of a game. So there's this program I have called PKSM. It's basically like a save file editor, but I mostly use it to re-enable events, and I only realized today it has its own built-in storage system, which like Gens 1 through 5 can access without having to go through bank. And oh my god, that's a lifesaver for me, because I didn't want to lose the living national decks I had pre-Gen 6. Okay, it comes in its core form. Yeah, I didn't want to lose it, but the fact I can store it there, I've made storage, and I can even transfer it to Gen 4 games if I really need to. Because, by technicality, all the Pokemon that can transfer into those games were caught before Generation 5, so they should be able to transfer in regardless. since all my Kanto and Hoenn Pokemon were caught on the Game Boy Advance, and all of my Johto and Sinnoh Pokemon were caught on the DS. So, yeah, theoretically, I can just send all of them in, complete my Pokédex instantly. For everything from Gens 4 to 5. Gen 3, I'll still have to try and figure out something, but it won't matter until I get Pokemon Box, which is basically the game that is home for Generation 3. So it only connects to Fire Red, Leaf Green, Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire. Although it's a lot more annoying for Fire Red, Leaf Green. Right, because you have to, like, complete the Pokédex. Well, no, not complete, become the champion, I think. Which there shouldn't be that restriction. I'm pretty sure someone made like a DLC code to remove that restriction. But I have to get Pokemon Box first, and then I'll work on making a Gen 3 Living National Dex. Once I can do that, I'll be able to have a completed dex. So Sapphire and Emerald are going to be really helpful for me, because I'm not going to restart Ruby. I can get the Ruby exclusives, but stuff like Groudon and Latios, I'll need Emerald for. So I have to do another Emerald save file. Okay. Okay, and once all these eggs are done, we'll do a few more Chi-Yu raids. Because we're gonna do my part. Even if you don't have Switch Online, if you are able to defeat any Chi-Yu raids, even if it's offline, I'm pretty sure that still counts toward the total. Because I did quite a few offline. I'm pretty sure it just counts them from the save files. You don't have to be connected. Because there is local connection. And also, in 3 days' time, I'm pretty sure Shiny Tinglu will be distributed. And then on the 19th, I think, will be when Shiny Chi-Yu is distributed. Because we've got 2 weeks to deal with Chi-Yu. And I really, really hope they do more of these events. Because we need ways to get the rest of the Shiny Legendaries. I feel like Terra Raid events are going to be the only way we can get all these Pokemon. But even then, that's still a lot. And quite a few of them are still Shiny locked. So the Paradox Legendaries, those ones need to be Shiny. The Paradox Ride Pokemon, they need to be Shiny. The Lousy 3, Ogapon, Pecharunt, Terapagos, all of them. Pretty sure that's it. But yeah, it seems like the way they're releasing exclusive shinies for Scarlet and Violet is to do Terra Raid events. They just need to do them more often because we're coming close to Legend ZA. So they're gonna have to finish them all off. Like, soon. Otherwise people will start collecting ZA and just leave Scarlet and Violet behind. They'll need to hurry up with the events. Yeah, so, yeah, I double checked, and it doesn't matter which Minior we go for. They'll all look the exact same. They don't have, like, a new shiny like the original home sprites had. But they're completely just the same. All of them turn black. And black shinies are always the best looking shinies. Like, black and purple shinies I think are some of the best ones, at least in my opinion. Sometimes blue shinies can also work. Like, if it's got the right color shade, then any shiny could work. But then we have shinies like Goldengo, which have zero difference. Like, they could have made the entire thing silver instead of gold. That would have been a really good shiny. And Gimmighoul, same thing. All of the gold could have turned silver. That could have made such a better shiny. Right, for the roaming form, fair enough. It's just white. But in its chest form, you can't really see it. And, okay, so I think on stream, once I can get the Scarlet and Violet Shiny Challenge done, and there's still time until ZA, I might boot up Pokemon Colosseum again. Because I still haven't touched the game for a while, and I need to beat the game completely so I can get Ho-Oh in Gen 3. Like, that's the only reason I keep playing, is because I want a Gen 3 Ho-Oh. Because the only other way to get Ho-Oh in Gen 3 is through an event that is inactive. It's not been active for probably nearly 20 years. Which is, oh god, that makes me feel old. Knowing that some of my favourite games are that old. Yeah. Ancient. A fossil. Wait, no, ancient is never. Damn! Shots fired. Just, oh, no. I'm a fossil. I mean, I'm a harpy. I'm a species that doesn't exist in the normal world. Hey. The necro is what? Big bang or something? What? Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed or something, Crimson? Damn! Damn! Now we're gonna... Okay, so you just fucked up then. I'm a kettle, apparently. I'm a kettle dio. You're gonna wake up early, I'm tired. I mean, didn't you say you barely get 4 hours of sleep anyway? Yeah. Yeah, that's nowhere near enough. Yeah, I could not sleep. If I slept for that amount of time, then I'd probably have breakfast, and then I'd fall back asleep again for another 6 hours. That's how much my body could not handle that little amount of sleep. Like, even during my college days, I couldn't really handle it much. Always get stressed when... Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Okay. So, still though, I really hope I can complete this challenge sooner rather than later, because we're running out of time before Legends ZA release. If I can't complete this challenge by the time ZA releases, I probably might not be able to get back to it. I'm just being completely honest. If I can't finish it by the time ZA comes out, I might not be able to finish it ever. Neko probably hasn't needed to announcements. God! No, it's not any kind of school she's got to worry about. She's got to worry about work. And I'd say work is definitely... Actually, no. Work is not anywhere near as demanding. Because from my experience, work is definitely more tolerable than schools. Hmm. I think the main reason, there's a more larger motivation with work than there is for schools. Because with work, the motivation, you get paid at the end of every month. Damn. If Necro saw the way you were slandering her, oof, you get disowned. She's it. Yeah, but she's probably got the stream muted. Remember what she said before? She said that sometimes she would mute the stream when she's got to do a call. That's what she said before, right? So the chance you probably can't even hear me right now. I mean, to be honest, if she really was seeing your messages, she'd be as red as her mushroom avatar. From embarrassment? No. From anger? Probably. The reason I don't make fun of people for their age is because I'd seem like a hypocrite, because my body feels double of my age. And the elderly people I've met, they don't exactly act like elderly people. They, for example, my great grandmother, she was really adept to technology, like way more than you'd think no old granny would be. I'm pretty sure she was in late 80s, early 90s, and she was so used to technology already. So that's why I don't judge people based on their ages. I mean, honestly, that term actually makes sense here. I guess my great grand just actually had good technology skills. Huh? What you on about? In what context? Unit skill. Well, the thing is, she was mostly prevalent in Facebook Messenger and YouTube. Like basic stuff. No video games were involved whatsoever. So definitely not beaten in skill. Yes, that did sound very wrong. Yes, I already took a sip. Patience. So I need to check something. Uh. Uh. Okay, I'm just gonna check this. Scarlet. Arantis. Grass. Oh wait, just Arantis. Efficiency of a Pokemon. Best. Ooh, okay. So the best place to find Lurantis and Fomantis. Oh, ugh. Let's see. Have a look at my map. I looked at something in like a calculator to see where the best place to look for a Pokemon if you're using a sandwich. And it seems like this area, North Province Area 2, with a grass sandwich active, Fomantis and Lurantis have the highest spawn rate. Like, this is the best area for that Pokemon specifically. I think it was down in this spot. Like, near the Fire Scourge Shrine. So, hopefully, we can start hunting there soon. And hopefully we don't phase on Go-Goat numerous times. Have 3 degrees and... I knew someone would be as red and angry as their avatar. Yeah, I had a feeling, so no worries, no worries. Work is important. 3 degrees and plans to get back. Mm-hmm. Wait, am I able to, like... I think I'll just mark it like that on the map. That's the best I can do. Even though... Don't you have resources or something to go to? Did I catch my eggs? No. I love how you two are just mocking each other because of your ages. Even though... both of you are holding nothing back. And another violet one. I'm just glad it spawns in its core form, otherwise that'd be annoying. Damn. What is going on today? Everyone's just bullying each other. Same for you. Time for your nap after your 12 o'clock microwave? No. Your 12 o'clock lunchable pizza? I don't know why lunchable pizza was the first thing that came to mind. Probably shouldn't have been Lunchables, because those things apparently have lead in them. Should both be napping. Alright, that's another batch of 5 done. The only move they have is Tackle. I really hope I can get this soon, because that Rockruff was a pain. Only reason I got it so quickly after that was because of the outbreak. If I didn't find the own tempo outbreak, then it might have been a while. We might not have been able to move on so soon. But at least Rockruff is completely done. We don't have to return to it for the rest of this hunt. But one other thing I may have planned out, it's not something I'll be doing on stream, but I have done a layout for Pokemon Black and White 2 for doing a shiny challenge in those games. Like, similar to how I'm doing it in Scarlet and Violet, but in Black and White 2. And the shiny odds are obviously way lower than they are in Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet shiny odds, the majority of the time it's only in the 3 digits. But with, with Black and White 2, the shiny odds, with the shiny charm, are 1 in 2,732, I think. Yeah. And, with eggs, with the Masuda method, I'm pretty sure it's still like 1 in 500. I'll have to double check for the eggs. Yeah. Main reason I want to do it in Black and White 2 is because it's one of the few DS Pokemon games that actually has a solid shiny hunting method. That being the first time the shiny charm was introduced, and the Masuda method. Normally I wouldn't have been able to do the Masuda method, but in this case I used that Pokemon save file editing tool, and I made one of the Ditto I already had into a Japanese one. No, not a Japanese one, a French one. But it's not going to matter because it's going to be in my daycare the entire time, so... And that is what I'm going to use specifically for getting shinies. Minior is just a little guy. Yep. Personally, I think the purple one, or the violet one, is the best one. Besides the shiny, obviously. Yeah, I think these two are the best ones. Although I guess the indigo core is also good looking. Yeah, within Black and White 2, one thing I also did, I reset all the static encounters, mostly legendaries like the Swords of Justice, Kyurem, and the bonus Volcarona. Those ones, I've reactivated their static spawns just for the sole purpose of shiny hunting them. Yeah, the only thing that will get me to willingly do a Virizion hunt will be in Gen 5. But obviously without a capture card, I can't exactly record it, which still gonna be on my priority list, but those things are fucking expensive. Can't even get in touch with the original maker anymore, and then when there are people who are willing to use your phone... I mean, yeah, but the thing is, I can't do the phone and the VTuber avatar at the same time. It's just not... I can't do it. I can't. Because the phone camera will be pointed to my desk, not my face. So I would not be able to use my VTuber avatar. So yeah, it's definitely possible. If I was a facecam streamer... If I was a facecam streamer, I would not have this issue. But it's a VTubing... I'm a VTuber, so I'd much prefer recording the screen than like directly rather than with a different camera. So hopefully once I get enough money saved up, I'll be able to buy a 3DS capture card and an analog pocket. That way I can just record my DS, 3DS and Game Boy Advance games. I can already record Wii and GameCube, because with the GameCube games, I just plug it into my Wii. Have you considered having a backup PNG tuber? I mean, I do have that. I do have that. Like, I used it during the V-Card opening. I do have it, but I'd rather have my VTuber avatar when playing Pokemon. Like, if it's the trading cards, then yeah, I'll use my PNG. But in cases like this, I'd much rather use my VTuber avatar. Because the only way I can actually record Black and White 2 directly from the stream is through an emulation, and that feels dirty to me. And plus, if I do get a shiny on the emulator, I don't even know how I could even get it to the main game anymore. And yeah, with Black and White 2 Shiny Challenge, it's a massive challenge. 215 Pokemon. That's how many I have to hunt. In Generation 5, quite a few are eggs. There's a lot of swarm Pokemon, which are basically like daily outbreaks, but you can't control them. I've got one in the Abundant Shrine in my game right now. I'll have to see which one it is and quickly catch that for the breeding. But my priorities are going to be wild hunts, egg hunts. Swarms are less a priority because those are a pain. But then when I do get them, I'll just catch them and then just hatch them through eggs. Because then I have the Pokemon, I won't lose them. I won't lose the swarm afterwards. Yeah, again, once these eggs are all hatched, then we move on to Chi raids. And if anyone wants to, they can join in. But obviously, requirements, you need Scarlet or Violet and Switch Online. Because, duh. And if no one's able to join in, we just experience an epic solo play. So tomorrow, hydrate, yeah. Don't know what I'll do tomorrow. Just being completely blunt, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Like, maybe I'll just do more Minior hunt. If I can get Minior obtained today, maybe just more shiny hunting. Yeah, you know what? I could just do what I did today tomorrow. Hatching Pokemon eggs and just completing my shiny challenge. Then Thursday, I really don't know about Thursday. I mean, honestly, I could just keep repeating this cycle. I've also got to prepare Violet, so I can prepare my Blueberry team for the bonus Celestics Soul Link. And Saturday's obviously Legends Arc is for the Atreus. Sunday is no stream because I work on that day. I mean, it'll still be a while before I start getting more and more shifts. I mean, not too long. By the time the Christmas season starts, I'll probably be taking on even more shifts. Because we all know how the Christmas season is like in like cafes and restaurants and stuff. Packed. But the one thing I will not enjoy when the Christmas season starts: the Mariah Carey Christmas music. It'll be stuck in my brain for 3 months until they turn it off. Yeah. They've even said that music will probably be in the rotation. And on the day, as soon as it starts playing on the radios, it'll be playing in the cafe. So I'm gonna have to listen to that music probably every single shift. Oh. At this point, when that music starts playing, it's just gonna be a jump scare every single time. Just don't get it stuck. Huh? Don't get what stuck? What are you on about? Where does... What context does that even fit in with? Well, excuse me, that's not a skill issue. We can't control that. It doesn't matter if we like the music or not. It's gonna get stuck in our head regardless. If we either really love the song or we absolutely despise it. We cannot control it. It's out of our power. It's not a skill issue. It's just gonna happen. Always have 20 songs in my head? Yeah, exactly. Doesn't matter what song it is, it's gonna get stuck in your head. That's why I can reference to lyrics at any given time. Yep. Completely. Oh boy. Yeah. When I am eventually able to get a 3DS capture card, we will do some black and white 2 shiny hunting. 100%. So, how does Sonic... Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! No. Stop it, and fuck, it's in my head. In my head! Why? You shut up, you. Necro, if you don't stop, I swear to God I'm timing you out. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, one more set of lyrics I would have actually timed you out. I'm not even kidding. Alright? Alright. Now I just need a shiny to cheer me up because I'm already annoyed. So true. I have no sympathy. I would much rather have mushroom puns than listen to that stupid song again. I much prefer puns. Even if they're bad puns, I much prefer puns. Because at least puns can be funny. I guess so. I'd much rather have that than whatever she was about to start. Because I'm not joking. If she'd done one more line from that stupid song, I would have actually timed her out. That's how much I hate that song. They don't rush me through the bait. Yeah, see? When it comes to puns, at least... It is... See? Puns, it can be funny. at least the mushroom puns are funny. Oh, a bot just got banned. Okay, thank you, Seribot. Thank you, Seribot, for banning a spammer. Particular mushroom has nothing nice to say. What? Ah, scammer. Yeah. Whenever, yeah, that the purpose of that is literally just to play when scammers try to make their way into the chat. Normally, it's more effective when it's one of those who actually tries and fails miserably. When they ask questions about the avatar. When they say that, Scam Alert is to be played, and we use it to humiliate them and get them out, and then we ban them. Because it's even in the chat rules. If you try and advertise, then you get banned. You can use some... yeah, literally stuff like that. Like, do you want any layers? Do you want any layouts? Do you want a new avatar? Yeah, no. I'm fine with what I've got. I don't need to spend £3 million on something which I can just have for free. Like, I've not paid anything for the stuff on my layout. Did I get all of them? Oh, I forgot to put a new batch in my party. But yeah, if I was able to commission someone to create me a new VTuber avatar, if I was going for a chibi model, Nami or Nami or however their name's pronounced, because those are some adorable chibi models. For a full-size model, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure for a full-size model. But at the very least, I know who I'd want to commission for a chibi model. Obviously, I just have to find the real ones. It's hard to find the real ones nowadays. Like, normally, the only times you can find the real ones, they're the ones who made the models for some of the bigger VTubers. And then they have a massive queue and their prices are sky high. So, obviously that's not exactly good for a VTuber who's just starting out. Which is why it's always good to start with a free customizable model. Or a PNG. In my case, I've technically done both. Or a V-Roid model, because you don't have to pay any money for that. I mean, you do kind of have to pay a subscription just to get things more looking good, but more articulated with the face. But at least with VTube Studio, it's a one-time payment. Yeah. Eventually I'll get good at rigging. I mean, let's be honest. If you ever, Necro, if you ever do start doing VTuber model commissions, you can bet your love for mushrooms that I will be one of your first customers. 100%. I'm not even joking there. I really will be one of your first customers if you start doing commissions for VTuber models. You're welcome. think one thing I do need to do, I need to work on some of my own concept art. My only concept art I have is super outdated. Like, it's so outdated before I even started VTubing. And I already have different plans for what my model will look like now. I just need to visualize it in art. So obviously front view, back view, maybe some facial expressions. So at the end of the day, I want my avatar to look like it's androgynous, so it could be male, it could be female. You never know. It could be one of the two. But I want to leave the mystery there. I mean, obviously, the voice will throw people off. Apart from the few people who, for some reason, thought I was a lady from the first time hearing my voice. I don't... that was random. But if it works like that, then making an androgynous avatar could definitely work. I mean, obviously, it would work more with a full-sized avatar, but... who would ever think that? Yeah. Who could ever think that? Of androgynous characters. Yeah. Like, the first character I think of when I think of an androgynous character, I think of Najimi from Komi Can't Communicate. That's the first character I think of. Like, it doesn't matter whether they're looking like a male or looking like a female. The point is that they're a good character design and they're entertaining. Now, you know who I'm on about, right? Komi Can't Communicate them. You know what I'm on about, right? Oh, that... I guess that's a good term for them. But yeah, that's who I think of when I think of an androgynous character. Love the manga. Probably need to collect more volumes. Because the anime hasn't gotten a new season yet. So I need to start collecting the volumes. Once I can start making some money, then I'll definitely be able to get... I'm running out of storage for the manga. I've completed My Hero Academia as much as I can at the moment. Attack on Titan has all 34 volumes, and I've got bits and bits of other different series. So I need more shelving, but my room where I store all my manga, it's so small, I could barely put anything in there. If I was to move out, I'd have a room dedicated to my hobbies. I've spent a lot of money on manga. A lot. Hundreds. I've spent hundreds of pounds on manga. I mean, when I do eventually move, I plan on, like, moving to Japan. Like, that's where I want to live. Because it's basically the birthplace of all my hobbies, and I love the Japanese culture. So, it's win-win for me. It will still be a while before I can, because that's a lot of money I have to invest, and... and you get to date and suddenly all that room is gone. Wait, all the stuff in the room? Or... wait, what? Like, there's no room left? Or there is loads of room? Like, which do you mean? Because if I ended up dating somebody, if they hated my hobbies and forced me to throw everything away, they are gone! All the room is now used by them. Well, there's no room to be used up anyway. There is literally nothing else that can be put in my room. I've taken up all the bookshelf room. Yeah, I think if I did end up moving, I think I'd try and get a dedicated library room. Fish has 2 shelves and I'm slowly encroaching. Stupid Kalia. I mean, one thing that would need to be a requirement, if I did eventually find someone, they would have to accept my hobby. accept all of my hobbies and not diss me for liking my hobbies. Because if I'm dissed for liking my hobbies, they are gone. I never had a partner to begin with if that was the case. Yep. Because if I'm forced to give something up that means so much to me just to be with someone, I would rather be single. That's just a fact. This man date. I mean, in my case, I don't actively seek it out because I believe that fate will just happen. If I force the matter, it'll probably cause nothing to happen. So I'll let it. I'll let it go on naturally. That's how I like to see things. Because the only other times I've technically been in a relationship, they've never lasted. Like, I've only been in two. First one, she cheated, so gone. And the second one, I was ghosted and never heard from her again. So, yeah, I've not exactly had the best history with relationships. I mean, thankfully, I was never too close to either of them, so yeah, I didn't. It wasn't as painful as one would think it would be. I have no single ladies. Oof. No, that's fine. But like I said, I don't like to force things. I like things to just happen naturally. Like if I'm besides I'm in a different country. Yeah, that's also a fact. Yeah, if I'm destined to be single for the rest of my life, so be it. Maybe you knew someone from Europe? Yeah, there's always the chance, but like I said, if um if it doesn't happen naturally, I don't force things because normally that's how it ends up going bad. Like if I do end up meeting someone and the spark happens, then that'll be that. But if I never experience that spark, then this harpy will remain single forever. Imagine you get with a Dutch giant. What, like, what do you mean by that? I'm just, generally, what do you mean by that? I mean, like, a tall, wait, no, you, no, and one other person from Europe. Oh, yeah, Crimson, no, genuinely, what did you mean by that, Crimson? Like, the girl is, like, 190 to 2... Oh, it's just... Oh, it's literally just a tall lady. Uh, I mean, appearance-wise, I personally don't care. As long as they're a good person. As long as they're a good person at heart, that's what really matters. I mean, yeah, I technically have physical preferences, but that's for fantasy stuff. If for some reason it happened to be on someone I liked, then lucky. But I always preference the personality. So how tall is like 190 to 200 centimeters? How tall is that? It's like... Okay, so basically in the 6 feet range. I mean, I don't mind having a tall partner. Again, they need to be good internally. They have to have a good personality. I mean, you're getting the right idea with the logic, Crimson, but it doesn't work if the person's already taken. Extremely yandere. Smacked penetrant. That is protective partner energy there. That's when you know you've got a really good and protective partner. With your... Of course, Crimson used that as an opportunity to bully Necro even further. Yeah, like I've said again, I leave things to fate. Because, yeah, if you leave things to fate, the soulmate will appear eventually. If you try and force the matter, you might end up struggling. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because if you struggle with the person you're with, and they're not actually your soulmate, because you forced the issue. I mean, there are some cases where if you force the issue, then it actually does work. But most of the time, it's left to fate. Yeah, like again, my only requirements for a good partner: good personality and accepting of others' hobbies. How full is the bottle? About 3/4 left. Been taking small sips. No boob requirements. Well, if you really must know, it doesn't exactly matter to me. Like, I don't mind them big, as long as they're not too big. I don't mind them small, as long as... Well, as long as they're not too big. But again, it doesn't matter as long as the person is a good person. ones. What song are you on about? Is there even a context for what you're on about? Huh? From that one guy. Well, that doesn't exactly answer my question. From that one guy. That doesn't help me in the slightest. I think so. Oh! Yeah, the one who just doesn't have a specific preference. Yeah, I think I know what you're on about. The one who has no specific preference, just likes girls. Yeah, I think I know what you're on about now. Yeah, I remember there was some unnecessary controversy for that guy. Like, he just expressed that he doesn't have any specific preference. And then the internet threw a hate mob at him and basically made him quit the internet. For no real reason. Like, he had no prejudice. He just said he liked girls. Like a normal person. And people hated on him for that. Like, at the same time, he was showing off his incredible art. Like, no discrimination. He was just expressing what he loved, and people hated him for it. Like, there was nothing to hate on. It just sounded like he was being passionate. Especially passionate with the art. I can't hope so. It just sucks that the internet mob is so disgusting. Like, they don't give people a chance. They always jump to conclusions. And then when someone is being genuine, they mob them. And it's hard to find good people these days. Sounds about right. Yeah. Oh, been like for half an hour. It's only been an hour? It's already dark outside. It's already dark outside. Yeah, okay, clearly it's getting later in the year. If, it's already dark outside for me. It's only 8 o'clock. I can tell the seasons are a-changing. Getting closer to the autumn time, or the full time. Hold on. Yep. One sec. You're just British. I'm not the only place who experiences it like that. Every place does. Just different times. When it's summertime, the sun still stays up until 9 in the evening. As soon as it starts getting colder, the sun sets more and more sooner. And it's really dark outside now, so give it a few more months, it'll be pitch black by the time it's 7. Come on, no one likes it. I mean, the only time it's really fair to bully someone is when it's teasing your friends. It should never go any further than that. And obviously you can't just constantly tease, because then it would turn into like actual bullying. Is that? No, that's the first one. Big win, lovely. Yeah, exactly! Still having fun. Best friend annoys me because she's much taller than me, but she's also my right up. Yeah. Yeah, that's when you know you got a really good friend then. They're always willing to help you out, like in an emergency situation. I still haven't found that. I mean, it might have done. I mean, no, I probably definitely have, but driving is a bit difficult to come by these days. because it's hard to find someone who will do the tutoring. Because I can't ask the person who taught my mother to drive because he's not teaching in my area anymore. And then every other place I can find is always a few hours away. So I'll probably just live my life without ever knowing how to drive. But hopefully I will be able to, because having to use public transport is a pain. I mean, I've not had to use it for a little bit, because I keep having to, like, travel on Sundays, and the buses don't exactly run on the days I need to, well, during the times I need to be at work. Because my shift starts at 9 in the morning, and the first bus doesn't even leave until 9:14. Damn, Crimson. Damn. Let me just see how many eggs I've got left. Because this box... Oh. It's literally this box and 3 more. We have 33 eggs left. And then we move on to cheeky raids. I don't know how many raids I'll do. Maybe just until I reach the 2-hour mark. Because I'm starting to get the heavy eyelids. I'm just hoping I can get that shiny Minior. Ugh. Oh dear. Of course you want to fight her in Blaze Blue. It's, why is it always Blaze Blue? No, she doesn't play Get rumbled, Crimson. I think one of these days, if I do end up doing like a Twitch chat collab stream, oh, she's the one who's really into FNAF too. Oh, get me in touch with her. I want to talk FNAF with her. We'll see which one has the greater FNAF knowledge. I mean, I don't go too in depth with the lore, but I know like the basic timeline at the very least. I like some of the basic facts. Told her she should join in the chat one day. Hopefully she does. Hopefully that day comes when I do a FNAF stream. Maybe one day I'll do a stream where I play FNAF 1 and 2. Because I've got most of the FNAF games. I've been to Into the Pit. I've not played Into the Pit in a while. I played that on stream, like, when it came out. Basically near the beginning of my streaming time. Maybe I could do Into the Pit again. And I'm still hoping the FNAF games get an update where we can use mouse controls with them. Because the Switch versions at the very least, it is so difficult to play them without a mouse. I'm just waiting for the Switch 2 update to allow mouse controls. The amount of effort that would save just by making a built-in mouse control function would be incredible. Same for Minecraft. Minecraft needs it as well. Like, Minecraft still doesn't have its Switch 2 update. Like, Minecraft still functions super poorly. It can't even access the older worlds. I mean, with the older worlds, I probably just need to, like, throw in my SD card. That's probably why the worlds don't work. I mean, I might as well get... I don't know if I got the old SD card out. I'll have to double check. If the Minecraft worlds are safe on the SD card, I'll have to get the old SD card from my OLED Switch and just pop them into my Switch 2 if I haven't done that already. Okay. So, yeah, well, back on that topic of, like, the shiny challenges I've been doing, obviously with the Scarlet and Violet one I'm doing, I might do the same thing for Legends EA. Like, obviously, to start with, I need to make a living dex, just so I can send them all into home to automatically complete everything. And I get the feeling that the only new forms will just be the Eternal Floette, because everything else will just be a Mega form, and those are not normally boxable. But I'm sure the dex entries could be introduced. Hey. Oh, okay, that's another batch done. Really hope I can get this soon. It'd be so nice if I could do the hunting and sword and shield, but it would break the rules of the challenge. I'm this close to finishing it anyway, so I might as well just finish it up how I'm supposed to. I mean, the way I could do Ditto, if I'm not able to get it in time, I just give up on that specific one and just fancy it in Let's Go. But that's as a final resort. Because I know it's possible. It's just super time consuming. I think I've used like 4 or 5 sandwiches and still not found any shiny Ditto. Got like 1 shiny Meowth, maybe 2. But no shiny Ditto. And I make sure the auto battle always knocks out all the Ditto I find. If only Minior spawned in its core. That would make it so much more simpler to deal with. And the fact that 36 Pokemon can spawn in front of the player at once on Switch 2, the old method of, like, I think it was 16, doesn't exactly work as well anymore. Just because the Switch 2 has, like, 20 to 30 more Pokemon on screen at once. There's just so many more Pokemon that by the time you get close to them, just to knock some more out, even more will spawn and it gets so confusing, you might as well just do it through eggs. Yeah, outbreaks are possible. I'll try an outbreak after this batch of eggs, see if I can get any luck. If I somehow do get it, then props to that outbreak, I guess. But then we'll have to do Lurantis after this. Ay, ay, ay. Just an hour and a half. That's another batch done. So hopefully this doesn't take anywhere near as long as the Rockruff did. Like seriously, I really hope it doesn't take anywhere near as long as Rockruff. Only reason I got Rockruff completed so quickly was because of the own tempo Rockruff outbreak. That's the only reason I got that hunt done so quickly. But the only way I could speed up the Minior hunt if the eggs take too long would be getting stupidly lucky with a mass outbreak. I think the best way I could get it sorted, get to the mass outbreak, and continuously knock out Pokemon until one of them faints. Or one of them stays. That's the only way I can think of. I think one thing I'm hoping for in the future, a Five Nights at Freddy's multiplayer game. I feel like one of those is just going to be needed at some point. Because we've got so many like FNAF simulator games, like multiplayer, none of them's ever been official. And then when they have been official, they're kind of bad. Or they're not multiplayer in the sense of a normal FNAF setting. The only one I can think of is the Dead by Daylight collab. And yeah, you can go around the pizzeria, but you can't do the normal FNAF setting. I mean, you probably could pull it off, but it would take a lot of coordinating. Oh, we should play Dead by Daylight at some point. Yeah, we should. I need to get it installed. And then obviously I need to get the FNAF DLC. Because that FNAF DLC was the main reason I wanted to play Dead by Daylight. If it wasn't for FNAF coming to Dead by Daylight, I probably would never have touched the game. I've only played the closed beta, but I do need to get the actual thing installed. Just last time I tried, it ended up corrupting itself and it wouldn't install, so hopefully next time it will work. And obviously I need to buy the FNAF DLC. Like, one other multiplayer game I can think of is Baldur's Gate 3, but... I mean, I know people have streamed it, but... Personally, I don't think I'd want to stream it. I think that would just be something I'd do off-stream. Because if you know Baldur's Gate 3, then... you know how intense some bits can get. And this is coming from someone who's only done 5 hours of in-game time. Because yeah, I got the game, I played a bit, then I got distracted by another game and hadn't touched it for like a year. I just started getting back into it, but still not fully into it yet. Just because I've got so many other things to be doing. Oh, I was about to check. There we go. Okay. So I'm thinking for my what was it? My Legends EA character, since I'm not going to be doing my mono ground run to start with, I'll probably just try and import my VTuber avatar. Like for my main save file. And then maybe I'll do a secondary save file where I actually do my original character for Pokemon. My mono ground character. I mean, I don't know how far the clothing customization gets, but as far as it comes with hairs, like with the hair, like from what I think I saw from the trailer, you can get a second color onto the hair. So, highlights. Like not just slight highlights on the tips of the hair, like full-on solid colors. I hope they continue that on, like for more Pokemon games. Because now that Champions is going to be the main focus for VGC, they can put a bit more effort into the mainline games for like character customization and, I don't know, making a runnable game, not have to worry about online much. Heck, they probably wouldn't even have to... Look at the shiny! I forgot what I was going to say now, but we got the shiny Minior! Hey! And that was right at the end of that. Oh, we were so close to finishing the eggs. We got the shiny Minior! Ow! We got the shiny Minior! Let me just update my list. So, Minior... okay, I need to update this. Get rid of those two. Okay, so Minior goes... Can't believe we got the shiny Minior already. I've already forgotten completely what I was talking about. Something about character customization. But here we go. Here's the shiny Minior. Look at that. Alright. Let's hatch the last of these eggs and then do a few Chiyu raids. Actually, no. Fuck the Chiyu raids. We'll start doing Lurantis. And you know what? You know what? One second. One second. I have re-enabled Decide My Next Hunt. Because why not? The next hunt is going to be Lurantis, so we might as well get the next one ready. Wait, before we do that, one second, let me just edit the command and remove Minior from the list. Alright, there we go. The list command has been updated. I'm gonna let Necro get this one. Oh, okay, yep. Because you've done basically all of them so far, Crimson. So Necro, unfortunately there's no Scholopede as an option, but if you need to see what's available, you just do exclamation mark list, and you can pick from anything. Yeah, the next hunt. So the way I'm deciding, there's a redeem where you can decide my next shiny hunt. But if you don't know who to pick, you do exclamation mark list, and you can do any of those except for Ditto and Mousehold, because those are going to be the last two. And Lurantis has already been chosen to be next, So you can make the choice between basically any of those. Yeah, you gotta do the redeem, and then you just choose which Pokemon you want to do. I think it only costs 200 channel points to claim the redeem. But I make sure there's only a queue of 2, so the one I'm hunting and the next one. Yep, okay. Barrascuda. Alright, Barrascuda is the next hunt. What is going on? Hold on. Trying to disable the reward again. It's just been claimed. I have 15.9k. Why would it let me disable it now? I've used it. There we go. Alright, there we go. It is because I spend more. Alright. So now Lurantis and Barrascuda. So there's a couple of ways I could do Barrascuda. I could look for an outbreak, or I could just hatch from eggs. I feel like I want to try and go for the outbreaks first, and just try and find an optimal location. Like, maybe I'll try the Casa Royal Lake, see if there's a good spot there, if it can even go there. Any enclosed spaces would not be suitable, and any places that don't have accessible land nearby also won't be suitable. So I just need to find a really good spot for Arrokuda or Barrascuda. If I can find a good spot, then I'll use that to shiny hunt. Yeah, I'll hatch the rest of these eggs and then we'll go for Lurantis. Fuck the Chiyu. We'll go for the Chiyu later. Lurantis is going to be way easier to go for. Be a nice change of pace. I still can't believe I got the Minior live on stream. Just hatch the last of these. Yep, there's a hydrate. One sec. Alright, let's get rid of all these extra Minior. Alright, now for the final batch. So we really just got it in less than 123 eggs. Yeah, we need to... Okay. Make sure you get your nutrients, Necro. Enjoy your meal. So, the best place according to that site to hunt Lurantis is in North Province Area 2. And it has an overall 33% chance to spawn. And alongside its herd of Fomantis, it should have a relatively high spawn rate. Like, it is the best place to hunt it. Okay, one more and then I think that's it for Minior. Yep, one more Minior egg and then we move on to Lurantis. Then after that we do Barrascuda. Yeah, it's looking more and more like I'll be able to finish this challenge before ZA releases. Right, now I can release this Minior. There we go. So there's only 3 more main planned egg hunts. Berserker is required to do an egg hunt. Pink Urchin outbreaks are awful. Basculin outbreaks are awful. Alright, so I'll save my game. And let's have a look at our Minior again. Where is the Minior? Here it is. Here is the Minior. Yep. Only 1 move. But Minior, yeah, is adorable. I'm just glad I got it. Be a next, Lurantis. So let's go to the area where it's apparently the most common. And I'll activate a grass sandwich, see how lucky we can get. Okay. Oh, it's down here. Okay. Right, let's see how lucky we can get with Lurantis. Alright, so 2 lettuce, tomato, onion, green bell pepper, and hamburger. Use 2 spicy, and pick. Okay, so the way I do it, because lettuce is a awkward shape, the way I'm going to do it... Yeah. Okay, hopefully that doesn't affect the sandwich too badly. Okay, so we've just got to keep piling them onto each other, because the hitboxes only really work with each other and not with other foods. Okay. So I only lost 1 slice of a Belma, but that shouldn't affect the sandwich effects, though. If it does, I did save beforehand. Oh, got an itch. Ugh. Right under my ear. Alright. Tasty Sip G Original. Sparkling Title and Counterpower Grass level 3. Alright. Let's get this Lurantis. That's a Go-Goat. That's what I was afraid of. Go-Goat being a more frequent spawn. Oh my god. I've only seen Go-Goat. That's an Arcanine. Hold on. Let me have a look at the thing again. Let me switch to Fomantis. Where is this? Okay. Okay, so I must be in the wrong section. I guess the Fury Falls. I know Amoonguss can spawn here, but I think that might be the only thing that spawns. Why are there so many Scyther? Is it anything? Okay, let me try up here. Again, because there's a lot of other... There's more grass types where Fomantis and Lurantis can spawn. So it's a bit of a pain. Oh, it's Dreadnought right there. Okay. Okay, there's the first batch. Okay, I'm gonna hunt here. I've seen more here than the other place. So obviously it's not the only thing that can spawn, but I've seen more here than I did in North Area 2. So Toadscruel and Sawsbuck can also spawn. Oh god, and Amoongus. I'm looking for Lurantis or Fomantis. Okay, now I'm going deeper in. I'm not seeing anything. Right. Ah! Okay, there's some more. Okay, so they don't have the best spawn rates. There's a Leafeon. Can they spawn over here? No, definitely not. So yeah, they definitely spawn around here, but they're almost non-existent. Oh. Am I gonna have to search for an outbreak? Unless I can somehow find them really quickly, I might have to search for an outbreak. That Lurantis is a fixed spawn. That one was probably fixed since it's running about. Meatloaf. Ooh. Oh, that's a shiny Toadscruel. Can we name the next Pokemon Do you want to name a Lurantis Meatloaf? Do you really want to... I don't think that would really fit. I mean, if we can find a fitting Pokemon, maybe. But first phase is a Toadscruel. Which is a mushroom! Not quite what we're looking for. Because again, I'm looking for a Lurantis. Or a Fomantis, whichever one shows up first. It'll all be a Lurantis at the end of the day. Let me have a look again down here. I know it's definitely not the best idea to look here since all I saw was Go-Goat. But there's gotta be a spot that at least spawns Lurantis. Those are Go-Goat. Those are Go-Goat. Those are Go-Goat. Hold on, let me have a look at my Pokédex. Where is... There it is, Lurantis. Yeah, spawns near flowers. Okay, so we've got to look toward the flowers. for a better chance of it spawning. That's a Pupitar. I can't access the map while I'm crawling. Let me just get up here. Okay, I'll go over this way. I just need to find some place where Lurantis can spawn. That's still a Go-Goat! Go-Goat, Go-Goat. Oh, give a crap about Go-Goat when playing Legends EA. When I want to get a shiny Go-Goat in that game, then I'll care. Oh, down here, this is where I needed. So I saw Vespiquen spawn down here before. Yes, there we go. So it's competing with Go-Goat and Jumpluff. And you can isolate Dragonite here? Alright, I think this is where we need to be. Now I need to find a good spot to set up a picnic. Down here maybe. There we go. So I'll do this, I'll set up a picnic and I'll keep resetting. This is where I found Vespiquen, I think. Or attempted to find Vespiquen. Yeah. I think this is the spot. So once the 2 batches spawn in, check for shiny, and then set up a new picnic. If it would give me the right Pokemon I'm looking for. Okay. Well, I see a Lurantis, I see a few Fomantis, but none of them are shiny. I might have to get a Fomantis outbreak. Yeah, I might have to do an outbreak with this one. If I don't find it within, like, the next... I'll give myself 10 minutes, maybe. Do I want a Cherry Pepsi or a Dr. Pepper? Go Cherry Pepsi. I mean, I like Dr. Pepper, but... honestly, recently, I've kind of been going off Dr. Pepper because compared to other sodas, it feels a bit more syrupy. So I'd say go for the Cherry Pepsi. No, don't do both. Because it ended up muddying the flavours, that's why. They can work like one or the other, but you can't mix them both together. Yeah, there's no way we'll find them. Just... yeah, I personally don't think we're gonna find it without an outbreak. If this is the best the wild spawns can give us, then it's almost definitely going to be resolved with an outbreak. But I'll give it like 3 more minutes. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I might try to do this off stream. Like next time. Well, next time. But with Barrascuda, I will still try and do that one on stream. Huh? What are you talking about? And about the Lurantis? Pokemon. Oh, so Lurantis, yeah. The Lurantis. Yep. Hopefully, one of them is green. Right, they're all pink. And with all the time left on this sandwich and with the amount of time I'm giving myself, I'm probably not going to find the shiny. Because it's 5 encounters each time. Yeah, a lot of encounters. But for Scarlet and Violet, it doesn't really mean much. Especially when the wrong thing shows up. No. They all look pink to me. Yeah, apparently the thing is the eyes that are the easiest way to tell if they're shiny. I mean, obviously for Lurantis, the whole thing turns shiny. The whole thing turns green. But for the Fomantis, the easiest way to tell is their eye color. Because they go from pink to green as well. Alright. A few more resets, then I'm going to call it a day. Right, last one. I'm tired. Right. Hey. Yeah, no. Alright. I think that's going to be it for today. I am tired. But, hey, we got the shiny Minior, so that's good. Alright. So, I guess we'll do this again tomorrow with Lurantis and Barrascuda. So, this has been BiriboFukuro signing off. Bye-bye!